Hello everyone, it's Shane Kanto, your Wasteland reviewer, and I'm here to review the new French film from Cannes Film Festival, My Best Part, from actor and director Nicolas Maury, who plays a very flamboyantly gay man who, he's young, but not that young, and he's still trying to be like this flamboyant young man with these flings, and his father recently committed suicide. And he leaves the city and all the craziness to go out to the country to be with his mother, and still dealing with his relationship with his lover, his relationship with his mother, and all this grief. And Maury does a fine job directing this film, bringing a little pizzazz and spirit, and some interesting choices. Like, there's a musical number that ends this film that is pretty moving and kind of hits a nice exclamation point on the end of the film. But it's funny and melodramatic in like a purposeful way, where it's just like, everything's a little bit extra. And you could feel that energy. And there's some real moments of sexual tension, as like, he's a very lustful kind of guy. And there's like scenes of him like gazing upon a young man, like the pool, naked, and like the camera is, the eyes of our main character, Jeremie, and he's like gazing upon him. And the film is able to pick up that tension really well. And it really engulfs you into his experience and what he's going through. But then you also have, besides Maury, who gives a big, bold performance, you also have Nathalie, Baye, who plays his mother, who does a really fantastic job of trying to balance him out and dealing with the aftermath of the loss of her husband and the grief and loss that is dealt with in this film. There's one particular scene where she talks about what she's free from in this scenario, and it adds a lot of depth and complexity to the relationships that are in this film, and that's much appreciated. There is a great dynamic between Jeremie and his mother in this film, dealing with not only like their relationship, but their individual relationships to father/husband. And the film, it does an interesting job of balancing like that city life idea versus that country life kind of thing, and seeing Jeremie be a bit of a fish out of water out in the country. But this film is overlong, and this didn't need to be almost 2 hours. There definitely feels like there's scenes that could have been tightened or cut out that kind of just achieve the same thing, and it loses some of its narrative thrust at times and feels like it lags a bit throughout the film. But in a different edit, if this was like a little bit tighter moving forward, I think this would have been a really breezy, just nailing that impact of all the different themes and ideas and the laughs and the energy that Maury's trying to portray in this film. But honestly, I would love to see more of what Maury does in the future, because I appreciated his performance, I appreciated his direction, and this was a pretty interesting film, and I had a lot of fun with it. But those are my thoughts on My Best Part. Let me know what you think, and let's talk some movies. But thank you as always for tuning in and supporting your Wasteland reviewer.